Double.
Straight.
Aha, y'all want it, bro. Put the giant red to take over.
Like
Y'all want it, Robbie, Papa, come here again. Y'all want it, Papa, Georgie, come here again. Y'all want it, Mama, Joa, come here again. Y'all want it, Rossi, Tisha, come here again. Now they walk on the giant, come here soon.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to the Friday's edition of the CDC Hour. The CDC Hour is a systematic package of activities in the Congress for Democratic Change, the CDC, and other issues affecting the body politics of our country. Today is Friday, November 21, 2025, and I'm pretty seated with my co-presenter, Josephine Pello Johnson. Today we'll be discussing a lot of significant issues, including the quote unquote Oranto deal. As a matter of fact, some investment documents sent to the legislature by the president. Also, we'll be discussing the much talk about December 17 lead or leave protest organized by the Solidarity and Trust for a New Day stand, headed by civil society activist Molba Molu. We'll also be discussing a little bit about the budget and the buses brought into the country by the government of Liberia, whether it is new buses or rebranded frames with old engines we're talking about. But this plus much more will be discussed after a bit of our team. So please join us in the jiffy. Thank you so much and welcome back. Josephine, good evening. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, good evening, my brother. And I like to say good evening to our people in Radio Land and those watching via the social media.
Thanks so much. Today is the last day of the week in terms of our presentation of the CDC. But we have very important issues to discuss today. Like, how do we start? We start with the.
I think we should start with the bosses.
We should start with the bosses, right?
Yeah.
Because it's becoming an embarrassment.
Sure.
It's becoming an embarrassment. You were just telling me something about your mother, your mom. When those buses were brought in, the first day the president got on the bus and
my mother watched the video, and she was like, "But this bus, the bus is laying." And I started to tell her, I said, "No, maybe the person controlling the camera, the camera is not positioned well." Not knowing that she actually noticed something. And a few days later, I saw it for myself. This time around, not on camera. I saw it live. I saw the bus laying. That tells you that we have all buses. How they can call it? They say O1 in Importo.
O1 so actually the buses are rebranded ones. The frames are rebranded and they put some plastic on the seats, but the engines are old, so they are old buses that were brought. They are old buses that were brought to the country, so it has become a huge embarrassment. As a matter of fact, brand new buses, you will not do any, you will not do what we call servicing. You will not do servicing on a brand new car until after 1 year or sometimes 1 year, 6 months. But the only thing you're going to do is to change tires, to, I mean, brake fluid, you probe brake fluid, and some minor, things. But in terms of the engines, in terms of, under carriers, you're not going to do anything. You're not going to do anything. So, but these buses barely a few weeks after they're bringing in, the buses have started to break down. A typical scenario today, in Banga, the president, in fact, the president was in Banga today.
Yeah,
I think he
yeah,
had
I saw
gone to,
that.
I think he had gone to participate, or address, traditional leaders from that side, So, but one of the buses broke down after students were, coerced to leave school. All of the schools were dismissed in order for the students to get on the road and welcome the president. So the students got in the bus, and the bus eventually broke down. And it's an embarrassing situation. You could see
Very,
them,
very
you could see them
embarrassing.
shoving, pushing. Yeah, like brain balance, we say pushing, right?
Yeah.
They were shoving the bus to start. So that was a huge embarrassment, uh, we were encountered with today. So what's your impression about what happened today in Banga and other areas? Some of the buses are laying down like they spent, 6, 7 to 10 years
I'm
on the city.
saying, I saw one around, I think 17th Street. Yeah. So, the incident today in Bon Country with the bus, that's just God's own way of exposing Joseph Boaga and his evil deeds. Because how can a new boss, a boss that have not even stayed a month in the country on traffic, having these kind of situations. We saw the students pushing the buses today. And somebody reported saying it took like 45 minutes, So, I mean, this is it, like we all said. And, I always know something about this government that everything they put their hands in, everything they want to do, they want to impress the people. And there's something about, there's something always about their work. There is a hidden secret. The moment you hear that rescue government is about to do this or is doing this, just know that there's something on the cover. There's something fishy. Like we will say it, there's something fishy about their work every time. So it's just God's own way of exposing them. We saw it today. People been saying it. People been saying it. Like we said earlier, my mother saw it from the very first day. She saw it. She watched that video, and she told me. She said the boss looking like, oh, boss, the boss is laying. And I said, yeah. I said, no. I said, maybe it's the position of the camera, you know. And we also saw a student in the bus, talking about how he paid $100, whereas we were told that students were not going to pay anything. They was going to ride free on the buses. But then we saw the student, on camera, because the thing about rescue is that every time they are doing something, they want to put it on the social media. They want people, like, you have a new girlfriend and you are trying to impress that girl. Yeah, they are trying to impress the Liberian people. So God will always expose them because they are not doing it the right way. How can you bring old buses? I don't even know the cost of those buses and thing. But if you actually check it, they are against stealing the country money. How will you go for old buses and you just popular say only pay new and bring it and tell the Liberian people that you brought new buses to the country? And you see this in better a month, we having situations like
They
this.
say it's brand new buses
Yeah,
that
that's
they
what
paid,
they told
that they
us.
paid 65, I think 65 to $70,000 for each
Yeah.
of them. Because the other time I listened to the deputy managing director at the National Transit Authority,
Okay.
the youth chairman of the United
The Unity
Party,
Party, yeah.
Toga Melvin Sifas,
Yeah.
he said they paid over 65 to $70,000 for each of those buses, and he said the buses are brand new. brand. He did not say the buses are new. He
The
said the
reality is
buses
the reality
are
is
brand
actually
new.
setting in now.
Brand new means it's directly from the factory.
Yeah.
That's what it means. Meaning it has not touched the road. It's from the factory, well plastic. But that is not the case. The country is now experiencing such an embarrassment, and the
It's too
president and
embarrassing.
the president will have to get on one of those buses to showcase to the Liberian people that rescue has brought in, you know, uh, a fleet of buses. In fact, they said 35, right?
Yeah.
He said 35. They said they paid for 60. They paid for 60, so they brought 35, and the balance 45 they will be bringing them. And the president said they took loan from Echo Bank to to buy those buses. It, but is it something that should be really celebrated? I mean, this
No.
mediocrity. Is it the first time that we've had buses coming?
No.
We had even during Brian time, there were buses. During Brian brought some buses. President Shirley brought some buses. President Weah brought some buses. 45 or 47 pieces of buses were brought into this country by the administration of President George Weah. Were they celebrated like this?
No.
In fact, at the fare, on the buses, I'm told is 100,
$100.
$150
Yeah.
at some areas. But when George Weah brought the buses, people were paying $30. $30. $30. Yes.
In
I
fact, at
remember.
first it was free.
It was free for
Yeah.
2 months.
Yeah.
Those buses got on the street for 2 months. People were riding them very free of charge. And then after those 60 days, the NTA began to charge $30 at whatever destination you were going. So this should not be. This is not the first time for buses to come to this country too. We believe it's just mediocrity to be celebrating these kinds of things. So we talked about something on Friday that we discussed today, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
They must talk about December 17, a lead or leave protest. Stan is telling the president, the government, to lead. That is to govern better, to govern well, or to leave the presidency, to leave the Liberian leadership. So, and that is at the backdrop of so many, counts. The route on, is it July 17? Was it the first protest on July 17?
Yeah. July 17th.
July 17, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and it was a very responsible uh, protest. It was a non-violent action, non-violent gathering by the Liberian people on that day, and they said they gave the government up to December 17 to address their accounts. And since then, I don't think the government has, addressed some of those issues for which Stan got on the street of the Liberian people to protest. So, for example, this mystery $10 million mansion in Foya that just came from the sky and got planted in Foya.
Yeah.
I listened to a political commentator today. In fact, he supported rescue. He supported President Boakai.
Okay.
Okay, he said up to now nobody's talking about. No, I mean, why is it that none of the guys at the national legislature speaking about the $10 million property? Okay, and he has got to understand that $10 million property is a retirement home for President Boakai. And that's what all of us have been saying. Josephine, that's what we have been saying. That's what other people have been saying. The government has not come clean. The government has not come clean on this $10 million property issue. There have been contradictory or contradicting messages, you know, released to the Liberian people. Contradicting messages from the government.
Yeah.
From the government. The Ministry of Information one time said it is a property, it is a project of the Mano River Union, the MRU. MRU wasted no time. They came and did a clarity. They wrote a press release that the property is not a project of the MRU. The presidential press secretary, Kula Fofana, she was the second person who said, the executive mansion cannot deny nor help me.
Cannot deny nor confirm.
Not confirm, right?
Yeah.
The ownership of the $10 million property.
Yeah.
So who owns it? But meanwhile, there are officers of the Executive Protection Service, over 30 officers from that organization, providing security protection for the property. The Minister of State,
he asked that he should be confirmed first.
Yeah, it should be confirmed first, and then the government would, ascertain the ownership of the property before communicating to the Liberian people. So up to now, Mr. Minister has been confirmed. He has been appointed. He has been commissioned. In fact, the executive mansion has said nothing.
Nothing.
Our brother, Megan Toko, Harry Costa, what did he say?
Men talking all small.
What did he say? He said,
so Harry Costa said the government know about that project. In fact, the former Minister of State, he started the project as a surprise, as a gift for the president. So he called names, right? I think he called Mamaka Bedete, he called some other officials' name that are aware, that every one of them, they are all in the know of the project. So he make it clear to us that, it's government money, and they were doing it as a surprise. So the president, how can you take $10 million of the Liberian money, to surprise the president? In fact, you are doing it in the president's home.
Yeah,
and you telling us that is a surprise.
The guy said that they took the money from various government ministries and agencies to build that surprise home for the president, which is bad. It has
very terrible.
It has no moral.
These were the things.
It has no moral rectitude.
Yeah,
actually, it has no moral compunction, no moral compass to do that.
Very terrible.
Very terrible.
You still have your citizens sleeping on the street. You still have hospitals, are still and you cannot use those money to develop the lives of your people, to improve our health setup, or rather, you are taking the money to build your private home. And these are the things, like I said on Wednesday, these are the reasons why Liberians will stand up and take up for the stand protest, which will be on December 17th. Liberians will stand up for their right, even the rule of law, the laws of this land. Our laws are being disrespected by this regime.
Yes, they tenure people, the violent orchestration at the House of Representatives, which ultimately led to the resignation of the Speaker, Councillor J. Fonati Kofa. They tenure people who were violently removed on grounds that the government did not want them because they do not serve the overall agenda of the government, of the president, and so they were removed even after the Supreme Court's intervention that those people were violently removed. And the stupidest part about it is that you removed a tenure official on grounds that he's corrupt. I commissioned an audit, for example, at the Central Bank of Liberia. Aloysius Talu, who was governor, said the guy was corrupt, and so an audit was done, upon which, right, you removed him and installed your nephew, Henry Samoa. Okay, but then you had to go back to pay, right, to settle, to give severance benefit to the former bank governor. So, in a nutshell, if you remove somebody for corruption, because the act of the CBL says the governor can be removed for a cause, right? So, having been removed for a cause, you went back and paid him. You paid him for removing him. Meanwhile, you said you remove him for corruption. So where are we? These are some of the issues for which Stand protested on the 17th of July. And they're coming back. And I think this time, the Liberian people, irrespective of political affiliation, should come out to form part of this Stand protest because it is a genuine cause. It is a genuine cause in the interest of the Liberian people. It is in your interest. It is not in your interest for a $1.2 billion draft budget to be formulated and no benefit for the citizens, no benefit for you, no benefit for you that live in the Zinshas, no benefit for you who struggle every day, the everyday Liberian, in the markets, in Douala, in rally time. Everywhere, there is no benefit in the budget for you. $1.2 billion budget, $930 million of which will go back to what? To run the government, to service the government. It is going back to buy vehicles, it's going back to their salaries, it's going back to their allowances, and they have increased everything. We had thought, Josephine, that yes, we had an $880 million budget. So the budget going to $1.2 billion will obviously be a good thing for the country, depending on whether we can generate the resources from the revenue streams, right? But if for any reason we will generate the revenue, but then we should not be adding more on the recurrent expenditure. The recurrent expenditure should have remained around $700 million because that's what it is in the current budget that is running 2025. Leave the recurrent expenditure at that, increase the budget, generate the revenue, and target the money to public sector investment, to build our roads, to build our bridges, to build our, to expand electricity, right? To give more money to education. Not only to pay teachers, not only but to build new schools, to equip the schools, to build new libraries, laboratories in the school. So like that, the citizens will get impacted directly because once we send our kids to school, they will make use of the opportunity, they will make use of those facilities to get taught, and they will become better people in the society. Instead, you add more money to the budget, and the money you add to the budget you add more money to recurrent expenditure to service the government. It is bad. The Liberian people have nothing to benefit from the budget. The budget is the issue budget. So let the people
so
you are the female on the show. Let people call me. They want to hear your
Liberians
perspective.
are being marginalized in their own country. You know, today or Pepe rather told me something, and he was like, "This is, you know, every day when we come on this road, we have to fight for passengers." Yesterday, I saw a group of people standing up, and there were confusion in their midst. So somebody was trying to intervene to settle the confusion. What brought about that confusion? Because motorcyclists were fighting over passengers. These days, they no longer, you know, parade around or go around the way they used to do. Where when you're riding, you just see passenger and carry the passenger. These days, they stand up to a particular place, 5, 6 person. The moment they see you get down from a taxi, they run to you. They run to you, take your bag, and carry you to the motorbike. So for that reason, every day they fighting over passengers. They took your money under the impression that you was going to ride on the main road, you were going to get passengers and things. Today, they're preventing you. Liberians are being marginalized in their own country. If you ride on the main boulevard, I don't know whether that is happening all over, but for the boulevard area where they have police people diverting cars. Certain cars are not allowed to pass here. Certain cars are not allowed to pass this place. Many at times you will see, you know, passengers, you know, being so frustrated because somebody maybe will want to get down on the bypass and the police will divert that taxi for the taxi to pass through the Charleston belt. So you who is already planning, you have your plans to get down on the bypass, you have no option because the police, the taxi driver have to follow order. If not, he will be pulled over by the police. So we are being marginalized in our own country. You have our mothers that are selling on the streets and things. Some of them have their little, you know, the little shops and things they're selling. When you go home on Friday, you go home on Saturday, morning you come back, your shop is no more. I saw that. And people were crying. They said they left their shop standing on Saturday, only for them to come back on Monday to carry on their regular hustle. Shops are no more. We are being marginalized in our own country. We are suffering in this country. For which reasons we need to come together. We need to stand up. We need to stand up. You have Joseph Boaka stores opening gambling centers in government facilities where you, the ordinary people who suffer for this government, you are being marginalized. You are being denied of carrying on your regular hustles. You are being denied every day. When you even go to hospital, there's no medicine in the hospital. There's no medicine in the hospital. You're selling your little market. People are not coming to your place to buy. What's the money? Somebody have to get money before they come, you know, before they come on your table and ask you how much. They will not come on your table and ask you how much with empty hands. They need to have something in their hands before they ask you how much. So we are being marginalized by this government that came under the pretense that came and promised the Liberians, the Liberians that they were going to rescue you. They said they came here to rescue you. They said George Weah was not leading this country the proper way, but this government, just 2 years in power, just 2 years, we are seeing. Even if you carry your case at the court, you carry your case at the police station, if you are not a United Party, just leave it. You will not get justice. Just leave it. You know, just I think it was 2 or 3 days ago, I saw the deputy minister for the Ministry of State, but Cornelius Crack.
Cornelia Crab,
Yeah.
right?
She posted something saying that they are looking, if you are a vendor, I think she posted a link that you should apply. And then a lady apply. You know what they asked the lady?
No.
Are you a United Partisan? The woman said, no, I'm neutral. I don't have any political party. They said, then sorry, you have to be a United Partisan before you can be allowed to sell on December 6th at the United Party headquarters.
Okay, I heard that.
Yes.
I heard that. You know, yeah, they are currently asking people who are applying to sell.
Yeah.
You know, because
And you must
on
be a
those
United
days,
Partisan.
I mean, on those days where the political parties have gathering of such, like even the CDC,
Yeah.
people that go to sell, they make a lot of money,
Lot of money.
right? You know, because the multitude of people, they buy from everybody. So they are now saying that before you sell on the compounds of the Unity Party headquarters there, you should be a Unity partisan.
Yeah.
And you must show proof
Yes.
of your
Show it, yeah.
partisanship
Yeah.
before, even if you want to sell Grumpy peanuts, right?
Yeah.
You must be a Unity partisan to sell your peanuts on that day.
Many securities will be there, stopping people who are not identified
Identified.
Unity Partisan.
They will
Yeah.
be put aside.
They will be put aside.
Yeah, they will be put aside.
In our own country.
In their own country,
Yeah.
to sell on the compounds of the Unity Party must be a Unity partisan.
Yeah.
So that is that. Let's go to the Oranto deal. Let's go to the Oranto deal. At the Senate, the chairman of the CDC Legislative Caucus, Senator Nathaniel Fallow McGill from Margibi County. Yes, it was a moment to see. He questioned the Oranto deal. He questioned the performance of Oranto, not only in Liberia but in Africa. He questioned the track record of Oranto around the African continent and the track record of Oranto in Liberia from the Judy Bryant time, especially its CEO, Arthur Eze, the Nigerian guy who bankrolled some of the monies to the United Party campaign in 2023, for which he's been paid with a deal. But the deal itself, we have read some pieces from Councillor Kofa, Fonati Kofa. We have heard from Senator Nathaniel McGill. Amara Kone has joined the fray. I think Amara Kone joined today. Okay, I even listened to Senator DeLon talking about the same Oranto deal. So it is seemingly possible that there are semblances that the deal could be rejected at the legislature, because the signature bonus, they lied about that Oranto was offering a signature bonus of $12 million. The bonus is 1.2 million to be paid in 4 months after the ratification of the deal, and then the rest of it will be paid in 5 years' time. Signature bonus that should be paid on the spot, cash down. Oranto does not have any capacity whatever to drill. Oranto does not. They want to buy the oil blocks and flip. Flip meaning they want to buy it to go look for customer and sell it to them, like I thought Easy did in 2014, I think 2015 or so, when he bought oil blocks from Liberia for about $200,000 to $250,000, and he sold it for a staggering $200 million. $200 million. The guy made over 199 point something $1 million in Liberia profit. So Liberia, I mean, we so stupid people. Yeah, we don't have value for our own resources. A Nigerian guy will just come, pay for oil deal for 200,000, and go sell it for 200 million. Yeah, so that's the track record in Liberia, and some senators are now beginning to stand up. In fact, we are beginning to understand that the kickbacks that are coming from the Oranto deal are some of the monies being used to finance Unity Party headquarters. Some of them being put into an extra account for election. Unity Party election campaign for 2029. But thanks to God, Funati, Senator McGill, the rest of the guys, Amara Kone, Eugene Colley, in the legislature, they are beginning to stand up Frank Safoko, for which they are being targeted. So that's the Liberian we have today. But the deal is a fraudulent deal. It's a very fraudulent deal. It does not benefit the Liberian people. It is intended to rob us of our mineral resources, our oil resources, because they are banjoing it.
Yeah.
George Weah in 6 years did not give out any oil blocks because we were not comfortable with investors that came. We were not comfortable with their reputation. The same Arthur Izega came here, but we were not comfortable with his reputation, the reputation of Oranto. We were not comfortable with the reputation of even some big oil companies. We were not comfortable with what they were giving, Liberia. We were not comfortable, so we told them like ExxonMobil, even Total. Total came, they wanted oil blocks, but what they were giving upfront was not satisfactory to the government. And so we said, it is better, it remains there for our children to benefit from it, instead of us, mortgaging it for little or nothing. So in the entire 6 years, George Weah's government did not, I repeat, the George Weah government did not sell any oil blocks, Josephine. The Baka government met our oil blocks intact. Now they are beginning to recklessly, what we call, I would say, banjo.
Yeah.
And
these are the many reasons why Liberians will need to come up. They will need to come out on December 17 to stand against this government. Let me tell you something. 2014, President Baka was vice president of this nation. He was the president of the Senate. So things that went on, those bad deeds, those things that they did not complete it. That's why you see today, Arthur Easy is back and he's ready to continue what they started. Because Joseph Baka knew how to do it. He was the vice president of the Senate. They all agree to sell our oil blocks. Something that will not benefit us. Something that will not benefit the nation. They agreed and they did it. United Party was in power. And today, you have the same United Party in power. And they are continuing what they started. They are continuing what they did during the 12 years. So it is not strange to we the Liberians. It is not strange to us. Because this government know how to steal. This government know how to lie. all all the things that they did, they have come back to continue it. They have come back to continue it. So for me, Joseph Walker is not a leader. So he cannot lead the Liberians. Let him leave. We need a man who will be in the interest of this country, not somebody who is in their own interest. The vast majority of this country, you have majority of us, majority of the Liberians, poor. Only few are enjoying in this country. So if you are doing something, if you are signing any agreement in this country, it should be an agreement that will benefit the majority of the people in this land. It should be benefit that will seek the interest of your people, not the few, not Joseph Walker and his family. And I will say this again. Every time you see his government coming up with something, there is something fishy behind it. And I thank Councillor Kofa because he started flagging it. He saw it. And every day he gave the Liberians information. Every day he provided all the necessary information that we needed to know more about this thing. And I will applaud the Senate if they reject it, because it is not in the interest of the ordinary people. It is not in the interest of the Liberians. So I will highly appreciate the legislature if they can stay with their people. If they stay by the Liberians, we will appreciate them. Let them tell Jeremiah Kuhn, let them tell Joseph Walker that this time around, this thing will not work because it is not in the interest of our people. Your people trusted you. That's why they elected you, because they know that when you go there, you will make the right decisions for them. So you got to stand up for your people. You got to take decisions that will benefit your people.
You got to take decisions that will benefit the people. That was Josephine Peller Johnson. If you are there, you will be listening to the CDC Hour on Kings FM 88.5. And you're watching live via the Facebook page of Kings FM. You can now begin to place in your calls on 0772239933, 0772239933, 086-304497, or the Loon female line on 0777-980-375. You can now begin to place your calls. Do we have any caller? Okay, before we take our callers, let's go back to the December 17 protest.
Okay.
You know, because of this December 17 protest, the Unity Party is, on their heels, and they are giving a lot of monies, $20, $50 to people to create an impression as though, in fact, they're taking a lot of people, they're bringing a lot of people from the. Let's take this caller. Please reduce the volume of the radio.
Hello, each other.
Hello?
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah. I don't know.
We told weak to run bosses street. We should call it one town. You come from one Wall Street, all the way down to 25 If they are not the first thing to break bosses, then they should start blessing. I'm a really blessing. every person that will start to check me, I read that some person is hot. You get 2 from behind it. Thank you.
Thank you, Elder Council. Hello? So the UP giving a lot of money to people to come out on the 6th.
Hello?
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 Yeah, hello.
Really?
Yes, I'm getting you. Let's hear you. Okay, he's not getting us. So they bring a lot of many people from the counties to form part of the December 6th. Yeah, hello?
Yeah. I'm Mr. Dillon.
Yeah, Mr. Maggie, let's hear you.
Yes. Well, I want to understand something. We have a vision in our constitution when a president is incapacitated to steer the affairs of government in the country. What needs to be done by one? And the next thing I want to say, when we sit as a nation and as a people that have one destiny to allow our country to be mortgaged because of tenure. So
the answer is December 17, and it is left with somebody like you and the rest of the people in your community, your family, to push them to act. And the only way we can act is by coming out on December 17, form part of the gathering.
Just expect that to happen because what we are saying, the rules of law, it is not being observed to end all the people in mind.
Okay, thank you. We are coming
from obsession and then from the beginning. And so some of these people have probably had the people of this country, so they want to call the disaster for the people in this place. And now this should be a concern for everyone of us to see how this is going to back away. Even if there is many angry people against us.
Okay, thank you. Let's take another caller. Hello? Yeah, good evening. Yes, let's hear you.
Thank you, guys. My name is Washington Snow. Now I come from Israel. Are you getting me?
Yes, I'm getting you.
Okay, my brother, let me say thank you to you and Senator Studio for the discussion. I also present, I can still understand. I'm only hoping to have experience in international connection. To see that old man setting up was after staying for almost 2 years to be celebrating what as a major achievement. It's a total disgrace to this country. It clearly indicates that we put our country into mess. What is boss? Boss, is that what we were waiting for? The former president brought for the fact. And it was taken to the National Transit Authority. No any person around way to celebrate. Is that what we're waiting for boss? For the president to take in boss and the other people to say it's available that all the presidents, we cannot still believe. And the one way is loom. Thing that the common person was loving for, and it was doing free, man. So he's doing nothing. It was doing free, but he's so loom. I wonder if he's so loom for everything. That with me, I think, I was eating our country money for almost 2 years. This is very like this global and
thank you so much. Thank you. Hello.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Also.
Yeah. Well, this the thing of the district. District. Well, it's an appreciating of COVID because we need to talk to redeem our country from these rules that The Labrador people make a serious mistake by letting these people, as the few of us just said that, how do you see a president, that came to rescue sitting in a boss, flattering Labrador people saying that, he's making more rate, out of himself, saying that people, he want to talk about it, use him because he's doing bosses. So the red bump 45 bosses, and those 45 bosses, think it would be our issue, our issues that because the new bosses are country, even want to just like people who take on infrastructure that you put down that for 10 years. But even bosses that can spoil in time, and these bosses, these are raw. I know, Ishaka, these bosses are really big bosses, to be frank. I saw some videos on social media yesterday. Most of these bosses, they shut up the bosses because they are many monsters. What? It is new bosses, these guys are one passing like after Apple,
Thank you so much.
From these people. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Do we have another caller? So, as I was saying, Josephine, before the callers came in, right? The December 6th something. We don't want to publicize it, but they give it everybody money.
Yeah.
Yeah, they bring in people from the counties because they think that December 7th protest will overshadow it. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, let's hear you.
My name is Gongano.
Yes, let's hear you.
I'm calling from Mutual. The thing that going on in this country, it get our country way back. They may have all the experience. They came to this country to the root when it gets how long to vote they do all this in their place. But I want to give you this about political, it take a seconds, it take a minute to damage the whole damn place. You understand? So we in the corner, we just watching them. And say to get for several room, you can be millions. Ready? We can hold it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gonkaru. Another caller? No. The callers are not giving chance anyway.
Yeah. So, President Bwaka was given a mandate, right? He was given a mandate to lead this country, and he's completely doing the opposite. A lady was telling me the other day that she's from Grand Judea County and she's doing her business there. So she was like, "Oh, the way we used to, do our business before, we used to get our money. It's not like that anymore." So I asked her, I said, when? She said, since this government came to power, do you know that, the Kafana River, they got Chinese people that are in control of it now? I said, oh, wow, that's interesting. She said, yes. She said, before you can even do anything with that river, you have to pass through the Chinese people. So we no longer have rights in our own country. We can no longer do anything. We can no longer do those things that we should do in our country. We have people that Joseph Bwaka brought, and he's selling this country bit by bit. So, for which reason you need to take the December 17th protest very serious? Very, very serious. We have our mothers that are selling. Just how you go, you come back the same. You are not making any money, no profit. People wake up in the morning, they are not even able to send their children to school. You need to come up. You need to come out on December 17th. When you go to sell, they're taking your market every day. State police, they seize your market from you. You don't have right to sell. Today somebody was just telling me, he said, Josh, he hustle. He struggled in life to be where he is today. So he understands when somebody is struggling. For that reason, when he was serving as president of this nation, he gave the people opportunity to earn. He gave them that opportunity to make their money, to do their businesses. But today, Joseph Parker has been living on our money. He's been living on this country. He's been on liability from day one. Though he's president, he's still on liability. For that reason, he don't understand the livelihood of the ordinary people. You don't understand what it means to wake up in the morning and not eat anything and go to bed hungry. You don't understand it because he been on liability on this nation from day one. A man who served 40 plus years in government. Just few years ago, he was all around in children's apartments and things, hoping that they will go out, work, and get money to feed him. I call them children because he can born here in Costa. So he's a liability on this nation, and we need to stand up to get rid of this liability. We need to tell him, we need to remind him of the mandate that was given him. He was given that mandate to lead us, not to serve as liability on the Liberian people, not to bring hardship. Everywhere you go, people complaining.
Okay, thank you so much, Josephine. We are out of time. That I am glad that served as your official, parting comment for today. So, on that note, we have come to the end of this edition of the CDC Hour. The next time you see us here, by the grace of God, inshallah, will be on Monday. But until then, I'm your presenter, Isiaka Sherif, alongside my co-presenter, Josephine Bello Johnson. Bye-bye.